guys? This is Solid Shepard bringing you another video. And I wasn't going to do another video today or tonight, but I was watching YouTube and I was watching Review Tech USA, and I must say, I saw something that, and I couldn't just wait. It's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning right now, and I was about to go to bed. I was like, I can't wait. This can't wait, because I got to do it now while, I guess the thoughts or the feelings or whatever you want to call it are fresh. Obviously, I'm not triggered or anything, I'm not an SJW. It's just, I really feel like I need to talk about this, and all the motivation's here. I'm going to do it. So we're talking about Anita Sarkeesian. Again, she somehow continues to worm her way into relevance in the gaming community, even though she continues to spout bullshit. And the fact that she had that series of YouTube videos that she was supposed to do and release 6 videos of, I believe, and she still hasn't finished it yet. Yeah. Trainwreck City right there. But she's really good at the whole professional victim thing. And first of all, I would like to point out, notice how I put a good picture of Nia up. I actually searched the internet and tried to find, or the search, I think it was Bing. My default isn't Google. I didn't feel like putting in Google, so I just put in Bing. But I tried to find the most attractive, basically, not attractive, like the best picture of her I could find, the most flattering. There we go. I'm trying to find the most flattering picture of her that I could find, and this was it. This was pretty much it. And there's a few reasons why. I'm not trying to belittle people or anything like that, because as a human being outside of her politics, I'm sure she's a good person. Hopefully, I hope so. And personally, I've often been of the opinion. I believe I even said it on my very first YouTube video I ever did. If you want to check it out, go down. It was about why. I think it was called, like, Why Gamers Don't Hate Women, or something like that. It was basically a response. Like, she's the main reason I created a YouTube channel, because I really wanted to do that video, basically. She's the reason I did my first video. It's because of the whole Gamergate situation. And, is Why Gamergate Doesn't Hate Women. That's what the name of the video was. But anyways, I've often been the opinion that if she wasn't such a libtard and such a feminazi, I guess, that I would honestly, and such a professional victim, I would like to date her, right? Because, she's not hot, but I think she's, cute or attractive, and she is, quote-unquote, a gamer. I know I know her being a gamer has kind of been debated in many circles, including my own. I've debated that in the past too, but assuming she is, actually, she's a gamer. Gamer girl, definitely a plus, because I'm a gamer dude. And yeah, so I don't hold any personal ill will towards her. It's just her politics that she continues to spout. And then, and usually it has to be something really big or something just really stupid for me to try and come out and do a video about her. And she did it. Like I said, I was watching Review Tech USA's video earlier, and he brought this to my attention in the video, that she said, as you will be seeing up on the video right now. She said that basically Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild continues the tropes of women in gaming, and I don't. Here, let's just read it. Let's just read it, okay? The slew of perfect scores in Breath of the Wild received from critics show that most still don't give a damn about how women are represented in games. And at first I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the whole time she's in, like, very, very dapper, traveling, like, tunic and pants and stuff. Or she's in a royal, beautiful gown. She's royalty. She's other than her father, she's like the ruler of the kingdom, basically. The protector of the realm, whatever you want to call it. So what are you what? It's like Link's just a lowly knight. Like, he's not even the chosen hero at the beginning of Breath of the Wild. He's just a knight. He's her chosen knight, but he's still just a knight. Okay, so then we go to this next one. Through the memories players can collect, Breath of the Wild acknowledges the ongoing problem of Zelda being a damsel, but doesn't do anything about it. Okay. I wish I could just have a sit down and talk to her and say this, because this is one of the things that make people wonder, Anita, if you're watching this, Anita, I want to address this straight to you. just in case the off chance you found my video. No. Just no, Anita. Okay, first of all, Zelda is the descendant of the goddess Hylia. The goddess, or god, if you want to have a non-gendered name, just call it a god. It's what everyone in Hyrule worships. Her namesake, her spirit that continues on as the Zeldas, is of the goddess Hylia, who Hyrule is named after. First of all. Okay? Second of all, yeah, she has been a damsel in distress in past games, but a lot of these Zelda games are pretty old. Let's be honest. And even if they weren't, if the developer, if the game designer wants it and that's their vision, so be it. Like, what's the problem? Men can get kidnapped. Anybody can get kidnapped. It just so happens that their character's male, and he happens to be straight. So the best plot device is and I know, other than like in Skyward Sword, Zelda, it's usually not a love interest, but there's still a lot of shipping that goes on and stuff. And, he wants it to be a female. They want the motivation needs to be there to save her, basically. But in this game, I already mentioned what she is before her being quote unquote in distress. But here's the deal, Anita. She's not in distress. Well, she kind of is because she's in dire straits. But let's look at the facts here. If you actually played the game, then I'm not spoiling anything for you. Let's look at the facts here. Zelda has been holding Ganon off. Calamity Ganon, which is way more powerful, has been holding, created like a post-apocalyptic world by itself. She is holding that entity off inside Hyrule Castle by herself for 100 years. Still going, and she still has the power to talk to Link when he wakes up. And off and on. Think about that, Anita. Just let that sink in. She's not a damsel in distress. She's a badass. And I haven't beaten the game yet, but one can assume it's going to follow suit of the other 3D Zeldas, and Link is just going to weaken Ganon, but Zelda's going to be the one actually sealing him or destroying him or whatever in the end, also, on top of that. So, Anita, what are you talking about? She's not a damsel in distress at all. She's one of the most badass female characters in any video game. Sure, you don't play as her, but you don't have to. As a character, she is not just quote-unquote, a damsel in distress. Anyways, let's read the last two. That was the main bit that I wanted to get to. That was the main bit right there. She said, critics might call out sexism in games with bad gameplay, but often act as if it's not worth mentioning when the gameplay is great. It is. Okay, first of all, props on you for admitting the gameplay is great. You don't really elaborate on why or what kind of stuff, but I agree, it is great. But critics might call out okay, other than Polygon, the only critics I really ever see calling out sexism, if it's something that's like blatant, but even then they usually don't hamper a game too bad, because I understand it's just a taste. It's just the humor or the jokes or whatever. They'll be like, hey, they'll say in the review, hey, some people find this kind of thing funny, but a lot of people don't. So if you don't have that sense of humor, just know that going in the game. That's usually what they say about it, in reviews. They don't, if they do hamper, it's like by a point. It'll make an 8 a 7 or a 9 an 8. And then, it's not a big deal, especially because it's an idea. It's not the game. It's a thought. It's not the game. It's a way of thinking. It's not the game itself. So, the only reason why that would bother you, if jokes were distasteful or there was something like that in a game, is if you were easily offended and triggered. But any normal person is going to be like, well, I don't really think it's funny, but whatever, let's move on. And they'll continue enjoying the quote-unquote great gameplay. But if there is nothing, appealing of the game, like for instance, Ride to Hell, that game, that trash heap of a game, the sexism was a big deal because the gameplay was such crap that and that game does have obvious problems, okay? Like, he stops women from getting raped, and then they just jump on him, and then they dry hump sex for power-ups, okay? But no one's okay with that game. Everyone hates that game. But the most memorable thing is that sexist stuff, and that's why it gets brought up. But if you have great gameplay and a great story, then the sexism stuff is such an afterthought, and it's just a small little thing that you can just gloss over, even if you don't agree with it. It's not a big deal. It's not game-breaking. Just like if a game has long loading times, which I think I talked about in my video response to Crap Gamer the other day. If a game has long, or maybe I'm just thinking of Rags said it to him. I don't remember. But let's get the point, is if a game has long loading times, but has great gameplay, guess what's going to happen, Anita? People are going to forgive the long loading times because they're like, everything else is great. I can get past the long loading times. It's not that big of a deal. It's a little thing I need to mention in my review, but it's not a big deal because the rest of the game is great. It doesn't really hamper the overall experience. But if a game has long loading times and is a shit game, then those loading times stick out more and they become more of a bigger deal. That's the way these things work. Products are a whole. They're a whole. They're not a sum of their parts. I don't even know if that's the right analogy because I think sum of parts is the same thing as a whole. You get what I'm saying? They're not the individual pieces. There we go. They're not the individual pieces. They're the sum of their parts that make the whole. That's what these games are. These are what these reviews are, and that's why. But even all of that rant that I just went on for this part of the tweet, it doesn't even matter because there is no sexism in Zelda. The closest you can get is the Gerudo are scantily clad. But guess what, Anita? They live in the fucking desert. You expect them to be wearing sweaters? Okay, Link has to put on... Here's the funny part, too, is Link cross-dresses in this game. This isn't really spoilers because it's just an outfit that you get. Link cross-dresses because he needs to wear the Gerudo clothes to stay cool, which is just a thin fabric. It's basically nothing. It's like a belly dancer outfit, basically, and Link's wearing it, right? And you come across this trans character, which is diversity, people. That's diversity you've been clamoring for. It's right fucking there, in your face, but you're still bitching about stuff that's not even there. Anita, you're bitching about stuff that's not even there. Anyways, we continue. There is so much to admire in Breath of the Wild. Its gameplay is incredible, yes it is, but that absolutely doesn't excuse the use of tired, sexist plot device. There is none. First of all, you're going to use the plot devices argument, Anita? If you're just looking at plot, let's just look at the plot, just the story. Let's just look at that. There's nothing sexist. Zelda's a badass holding off this monster that caused basically Legend of Zelda Fallout. Legend of Zelda Fallout 4. It's a post-apocalyptic world. Unlike Fallout, it wasn't, it wasn't radiation and stuff, so the world grew again and just it's like Horizon Zero Dawn. The world of Horizon Zero Dawn is similar to what happened to Hyrule in this game. Okay? But she's holding the being that caused that. Single-handedly. She's holding it for 100 years. She's a badass. And if the game follows suit with all the other Zeldas, guess what? She's probably going to be the one to land the finishing blow, too. So Anita, what plot devices? And then if you go to gameplay mechanics, there's nothing sexist in there. Side quests, there's not really anything sexist. Like I said, like the trans person that you get the clothes from to have Link cross-dress so he's cool in the desert. Guess what? That is diversity in the game. So it's the exact opposite of what you're claiming, Anita. It's the exact opposite. I don't know what you're going on about, and this isn't to embarrass you, Anita. This is any of your fans who find this video, or if you somehow stumble upon it, which I doubt, but if you somehow do, this isn't to belittle you or the people who think like you. This is a wake-up call. This is me hoping you guys one day wake up and realize, hey, I'm a fully functioning adult in the real world. This is what it is. Because, Anita, if you really are a gamer, which I don't doubt you were one. I won't argue your story whenever you said that one time in that one video that you used to sit in front of a TV playing Super Mario and stuff. I'm not going to sit here and doubt that, because I'm sure you did, like we all did. We all did. Okay? But somewhere along the line, when you went to college and you started listening, I forget her name, but I know you follow that one super feminazi old lady. I'm sure someone in the comments will probably remember who she is. I don't care to fucking remember. I'm not Sargon of Akkad or the Armored Skeptic. This isn't the huge of what I do on my channel. But I think you got brainwashed and you changed, and you don't enjoy video games. And you said to yourself that you think everything's problematic. You don't enjoy games anymore. And I'm really hoping one day you'll wake up and you'll just realize this was a phase. Like, because you like, to me at least, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but to me, you are pretty. You are a beautiful woman. Okay? Somewhat. I mean, you're not hot, but you're pretty. You know? And I literally, like, if I met you and you weren't such a feminazi, you weren't such a libtard, you weren't so easily offended, and you weren't a professional victim, I would date you. Like, you'd be the kind of person I want to take home to my mom, you know? Like, but, you know, because if you took all that stuff out of the equation, me and you would have a lot in common, okay? I don't hate you. I just want you to wake up and want these people who follow the same groupthink to wake up and realize, hey, all this shit I've been spouting for a long time is stupid bullshit, and I've been on the wrong side. Instead of just enjoying gaming and nerd culture, I've been attacking it. And, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what else to say here. The idea is stupid. Please, anyone who watches this, don't go to I think their YouTube channel, the comments are disabled, but don't go to her Twitter if you're not blocked by her yet and attack her. Don't do anything like that. Please don't do it. This is just like, I don't know, that, you know, if you already have the same thoughts I do, like the same outlooks on like the whole political spectrum of this stuff, then you were just watching this to see my points of view for everything she said on this, and I hope you had a blast with that. But if you're not, you're indifferent, or you think the same way as these feminists, then this video is to hopefully educate you a little bit, and like, hey, yeah, this whole groupthink thing is kind of stupid. And if you're Anita yourself, this is I can't really call it an intervention because it's just me over a YouTube video. But this is just a cry to help yourself. This is me asking you to help yourself, Anita, because this feminism, modern day feminism, is really self-destructive, and you can see what it's turned her into. If she had never been like this, if she had just been like, and I'm not saying to stop her pursuits or whatever, because obviously, as an egalitarian, there are some things. Most of them aren't in the Western world, but there are still some things in the world on Earth that women need to be fought for, right? But it's just most of these things that these people choose to attack, Anita chooses to attack, are not them. They're not the things that need anything. You know, they're looking for superiority, not equality. So yeah, I just hope Anita just wakes up. I hope she wakes up. This isn't an attack on her. This is an attack on some things she said, but not her, the person. Like I said, that's why I chose to not put an unflattering picture with a lot of people, you know, doing videos on her would do, but I don't want to do that. Okay? I'm trying. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling because I really don't know how to end the video. Basically, yeah, I don't hate feminists. I just hate the way they think. I really just hate the way they think. And if you know a feminist, you know, don't attack them. Just talk to them as people. You know, who knows? Maybe you can reach them. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. This has been Solid Shepard, and as always, I should go.